Alright, let's try it this way. I have to rewind it though. See if it'll go widescreen now. Otherwise, I'm going to get rid of this screen thing. I don't like it. This is JWTV. He's talking about graphene demons, cell control. I will have to interject a little bit. And, yeah. All right, on with the show.
In Graphene Endgame, I talked about how universities brought it out that graphene had interactions with demons in their own words. Today we go deeper than that, talking about verification systems from patented files and how further will this go and how we'll push back on the spiritual level and the physical level. But first, we want you to see this guy showing magnetic pulling of different...
Wasn't there like black goo found at Cyrus, at their tomb, at the tomb of Cyrus? I think that was the tomb that had like the big old lid removed or partially removed, and they found like black goo in it. And even the Washington Monument started oozing black goo one time.
Food inside of a bowl, but he's still asleep to what's going on. Let's play this video clip.
That's float or cereal. Enter the magnets. Let's get them close. And can you see what?
That's all the added iron in the cornflakes. Yeah, I don't know if it's all 100% because of the graphene. I think it's a lot of the iron that's put in as a supplement in these supposedly healthy breakfast cereals. I would never give that. Yeah, I wouldn't even let my dog eat that stuff if I had one still.
What's happening? I can use the magnets to pull the cereal all across my bowl. But it's what's happening there. That I'm going to break off the stem and I'm going to drop it in my bowl, and we'll zoom in and take a closer look and see what happens. So let's drop in our spinach leaf. Let's put our magnet next to it and see if...
This is the weird one because University California Riverside, or UCR, is actually doing experiments with mRNA in lettuce and spinach. Now, within the mRNA vaccine, I do believe that there is graphene. They're like a small building block, robotic type of thing that, I don't know, they cut, they paste, they do all kinds of weird little tasks.
Something happens. You'll notice that spinach leaf is following my magnet because the iron in that leaf is attracted to the magnet.
It's in a bunch of other products, and I think we need to get a whole army of people with microscopes starting to look at every single product that may be going into the human body to make sure that it's clean.
Do think it's iron, but the study clearly I can prove to you says smart sticky note for strain and temperature sensing use few layer graphene from exfoliation and red spinach solution. So obviously they've been putting it in the spinach. They've been growing it with the spinach. This is research gate admitting that in the spinach. And so obviously they go from the extract of graphite and then they have a few layers of graphene. And graphene is way more, like they say, interacting with the matrix. That's what they said in their own words. Now,
graphene is going to be the new technology, mark my words on it. It's small, nanoparticle. Yeah, I don't know if you could buy stock in it, but if you could, hey, you might as well. I don't give out financial advice, but yeah.
Moving further to a huge, deep study, them admitting not just Harvard EDU, but ResearchGate, dispersion of the energy wave, demon, and graphene. And it goes in to say, on the other one, that was Harvard, I told you, plasmons and demons and graphene. So we go even further, though, in another study, and we understand the circles and movement that they use to interact with these certain demons. And remember, this battle is a battle that's happening physically and spiritually. So we shall not bow and we shall not bend in this battle. But check it out. This guy here, he interacted with them as well. And this was somewhere in 18 something. But we'll go into this report where it talks about it specifically what's happening. We're going to get into the cell towers and everything else. Seeking Maxwell's demon in a non-reciprocal quantum ring. Now, remember, in all the movies, you always hear the ring and then something bad happens or something from another portal realm comes out of that ring. So specifically, we go into this. It says, sorted according to their spins in different regions of the ring by switching on and off, reverse the magnetic field, thereby creating order without doing work on the system. It resembles the action of a demon in the spirit of Maxwell's original proposal. Of the non-classical degree of freedom, our demon clearly demonstrates some of the required features on the nano scale. And remember, every time they talk about graphene, they talk about on the nano scale. So we go further into the study though, and listen to what they say. They even pull out a model about what specifically they're stating. Read this part. 1867, James Clerk. Basically, he went in to say he studied these properties to see if they were valid. Basically, in order to test his idea, Maxwell conceived the famous, whatever they call it, Gingden-Ken experiment, where a tiny intelligent being, demon, with exceptional capacity of being able to observe individual molecules and their speed, was assigned a very special job. The demon was to sort out in a closed box of uniformity distributed particles, the fast, hot, time, slow, and cold. So basically they're saying this dude in his study was interacting with some type of a demon. And they go into saying that he had to make this circular type of motion. Here's the motion of the ring. See, it says the quantum ring. And so again, the circular motion, and I'm putting this into another study where they talk about this, because just a few ago, they came out with another study, but this is nano-infused black goo. It's incredibly stretchy and self-repairs. So it specifically stated that this specific nano glue had to do movements in a circle and movements in a C. And let's go back to this picture really quick. It looks like a C, but it's also a circle. So check it out really quick. Look at the video real quick here. This is the video, y'all. Remember when this video came out? If you don't, you're looking at on the screen some magnetic slime, which is stretchable, like the black goo, and then everything else is self-repairs, all the same qualities. And so when you look into the article, it says this right here. The slime contains magnetic particles so that it can be manipulated to travel and rotate or form an O and a C shape when external magnets are applied to it. Why does it have to be an O? Why does it have to be a C? Because that's symbolic to whatever the ring is and whatever they want to bring through that ring, just like in his study where he were interacting with these demon beings. So again, this goes very deep here, and we go even deeper than that. And this is the same guy though that comes out and says in his own quote, I have looked into most philosophical systems and I have seen that none will work without God. And yet he out here playing with demons and stuff. So again, remember, power over demons doesn't come because we get afraid. It comes because we're not afraid and we understand what they're actually doing with this stuff. And in our next study, we move into graphene and cell towers, because this one has to do with everything they talk about with the energy grid system, and Mint Energy is specifically using this. And I'm pretty sure a lot of them will be doing the same thing, or if they haven't already done it yet. So this is important because the stuff we're eating and everything else, and we have the detox, and I'll be talking about another method to that, it highly ties into this and it interacts with the demons as well, because in the Project Bluebeam Details Exposed, we're about to go into some patents that tell you even deeper about what's going to be happening. So first, we want to read you into what's going to be happening and how they say they're going to collect the energy and everything else. So let's read that. It says, Mint Energy graphene solution going to provide this energy to cell towers in the event of an outage. Graphene provides a safe and effective and environmentally friendly alternative to lithium batteries. They always tell us it's environmentally friendly, as many studies is out. Used with the solar, the battery collects power throughout the day. The unique design of the battery backup allows operators to store power for long periods of time. So when that tower is down, it doesn't mean it's not harvesting energy from humans. And this is exactly what is happening whenever they're saying that the new grid is going to be off of graphene. That's why they're putting it in the cell phones and it's in the batteries. They're even saying that they're going to be putting it into the screens and stuff like that. So it even says that graphene could replace rare metal in the phone screens. And I found this
They've already put the graphene in the phone screens. There were a couple of German scientists, I don't know, 2017, something like that. They were working on multi-layer graphene screens to where one would show you the image, one would, like allow you to, like when if I go like this, all right, and I want to flip around, see now there's like another screen, but this one's still here. See what I mean? There's layers and layers of these things underneath, and hopefully that goes back to full screen. And one of them is actually supposedly like a non-stop video camera. Even if your battery goes dead on the phone, apparently this thing, they got like a minor storage battery inside of your phone too that holds a very small voltage. There's probably minimal amperage behind it because you don't need it. Remember, amperage is what kills you. Voltage, no, not so much. It'll bite you, but it won't kill you. Anyways, they were talking about having video camera screen behind the several layers of other screens behind the one that's here. See, like how you got multiple screens. Yeah, so I don't want to creep you out too much. That one day I'll bring that article up and make maybe a short video on it.
And he was talking about how graphene was being put into products and stuff like that. And it just reminded me, all this stuff reminded me of the movie Cell. So we go into the movie Cell, they could make things transmissible, obviously, because you become a human cell tower because of the biosensors in you and everything else. So moving into it, just like that, they could use the cell.
Like I said, I have to interject once in a while just to keep it real with YouTube.
Phone interacting with the graphene for different operations on society, just like you've seen in the movie Cell. And that hive mind, remember what they ran around the tower in Cell? If you didn't see that, what did they do? They ran around in a ring, in a circle, specifically like the study stated when he was interacting with demons. So moving further past that though, going into the deeper aspect of it, this is the patented file here that goes even deeper. Graphene layers for identification of products, which means they could be identifying people by these products that they're putting out. Aspects of the present disclosure relate to a security device. In particular, a multi-layered security device includes substrate layer. Having a first substrate attaches to the product. Multi-layer security device also includes graphene layer. The graphene layer has a first continuous graphene sheet that is made of monolayer covalently bonded carbon atoms.
There you go.
It says the graphene layer also forms in response to exposure to a verification stimulus, contrasting pattern with respect to an exposed substrate area from the substrate layer. And this pattern has been out since 2015. So let's take you into that. The cell phones, the cell towers, the graphene, put it in humans. It's an energy grid. It's all basically this thought process biosensing data system. And meanwhile, we're in the middle of it. And we're going to go and take into this right here. This is the patent file showing you how the stimulus work. Verification stimulus, multi-layer security device. It captures it. This is on the products. We're talking about any product specifically. It could be food, whatever. They show you specifically the computer analysis system is coming through the phone, and the analysis engine known pattern is then connected. And it's 330 at that point. They have to lay that number out to you in that patented file. Now, this one is kind of sideways, so you would have to look at the screen in a different way and sideways. Now, we're going to go to the breakdown even further about this scenario. In the Project Bluebeam Details Exposed, they were talking about how it was going to get to a point where the lieutenant, colonel or whatever, colonel, whatever you call him, Alexander, he was talking about how all this stuff was happening, and they were going to be shooting thoughts into the atmosphere and basically telling you like, oh yeah, this is your Messiah, this is the person who you're supposed to worship. But also, these supernatural forces were going to move along the electronic optical fibers, TVs, phone lines, to penetrate all at once, and then basically go around the world creating hysteria and all types of stuff. Now, this is basically the fine line of where all this interaction of transmission of technology, and that's exactly why the movies and everything else, they project that through the movies. And you notice that even here, when you read about Greta Thunberg, it says, it's already saved her. It's already saved her. So again, we're seeing.
Well, if that's not Illuminati, look, it's got the eye coverage, the black goo, and you could even go as far to maybe say the white complexion with the black, the yin and the yang, or whatever you want to call it, opposites. Yeah, no, that's a creepy little woman. I can call her a woman now, I think, because she's 18. I don't know what she calls herself, but she's definitely out there.
The black goo, the graphene, and it's saying it's already saved her. Well, that sounds pretty demonic to me.
Dare you?
Because again, a lot of these celebrities are using this as their stepping stone to what they want to show you as a ritual. And again, we're going to the whole situation here deeper. And somebody put this out here, this one here, and they were just showing some of the other celebrities, and they put in some scriptures with it and everything else.
Yeah, great.
And I wanted to go into the picture a little bit deeper here, because they showed one of them with the fallen angel wings on. And it's in a thumbnail, obviously. You click into the thumbnail and you see it. So I'm just going to pull up that real quick again so you can kind of analyze it.
I don't even know how to make a
thumbnail. And obviously it's not letting me do it, because I guess I got too many things pulled up. Thumbnail. But they go and make it look like Black Goo and the fallen angel at the same time. Remember, they also connected it with the Hydra as well. So the Hydra is also connected with the graphene in its own.
All right, now that Hydra thing that he's talking about and the graphene, there was a channel on here a year or two ago called Son of Perdition. Total Christian kid. He was probably about the same age as this young man. And he was already talking about all this nanoparticles and graphene, and man, he was like, listening to the guy, man, he would blow your mind. He had this little laboratory experiment going in his house where he had something growing in a jar that looked kind of like this thing he's talking about here. It had a stem, and then it had tentacles that came off of it. Well, the tentacles kept getting longer and longer, but they would move, and they would like swing towards the light or swing towards a magnet, or music would make them do weird different things. I guess the frequencies, they were responding to it. It was pretty weird. I wish I could find his new channel. He did have a Telegram channel, but it's been unmanned for good grief, better part of like almost 2 years. So I'm wondering something might have happened to him, which I hope not, you know, or maybe his channel just got taken down again because he went through several of them like I have. You know, we all do, man. We get over a target sometimes, you know, and the YouTube overlords don't like it, so they just block you out. Like my SCDHL channel, not number 3, not number 2, not the original one. The original one's completely gone, but SCDHL is still there, but I can't get in it. They locked me out from the channel itself using my email to gain access. So I don't know, man. Things are weird.
Wait. And we're going to have more information coming up on that part because obviously it gets deeper than that because obviously we know what's going on with the Hydra
to the left
and their whole neuronal function. So we're going to be talking about that here pretty much coming up this week. So the biggest favor you can do is keep sharing out Graphene In-Game, which you can find a link to that. And I'm going to share a link to my website down below where you can share that with people.
I think he was even talking about moving it into an aquarium so it could get bigger. Maybe he moved it in the swimming pool and it ate the whole house. I'm just kidding.
Or share just a regular link and then get that out because it's pretty much getting out there, but we need to expand that farther because this information is going to be critical to survival in actually our physical and spiritual level. So we need to not just detox our bodies, we need to detox our spirit on a daily basis because this is divine attack, okay? Brother. Ion detox is going to be great as well because the way of the magnetics with the ion bath and stuff like that and have so many benefits. That helps out. It even helps improved digestion and nutrient absorption. If you can't absorb nutrients, you can't barely detox or do much of what you try to do. I mean, milk thistle as well. That's another great thing. Also, like I said, we'll have a link below for the graphene oxide detox as well. So tell people to look up Graphene In-Game. Push it out far and wide as much as you can so that Graphene In-Game will not be let to be set aside because this is a war. This is a war for the spirit, the mind, the body. This is the real deal. And we're here every single day to make change. And what we do now is what matters because the demons are not powerful than us. They really don't have as much power. And that's why they try to hijack everything. They want to hijack our consciousness. They want to tell us, oh, you can't do this in society. You can't do that. You need to be under us. And the problem, like I said, was when good people do nothing, that's how bad people end up taking over the entire world. Because when you don't even have to be calling yourself good. You're just a person who doesn't want to control everybody. But the evil vacuum is there. They're always looking for control. They're always sad. They're always down. They're ready to get you. So we have to be the ones to pull our energy levels up. I mean, I've been spiritually attacked my whole life. Still made it. Still here. And I am not going to bow down. I'm not going to bend to this battle because this is a real effort that we have in this existence, in eternity, that is going to determine our futures and the future generations. So thanks for tuning in. We'll have a lot more coming. Links will be below.